Hey there guys, thank you for joining us for this laboratory report for September 2023 for the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy. September was a rather slow month. There was not a whole lot that got done. What did get done inside of the lab was 9 different spagyric tinctures that Nori and I have filtered out the herbal tinctures and added salts to make them a spagyric tincture. They're still sitting with the salts on them, so they're not ready yet. But there's ginkgo leaf, papaya seed, black seed, astragalus root, red root, goldenseal, manjistha, Triphala, and Polyrachis Ant. All of those, except for Manjistha, are just restocks. They're things that we've had in the apothecary before, and we're trying to put them back into the apothecary. So if you are waiting for those, know that those will probably be released by the end of October. Just keep an eye out. And of course, as with any product, you can just go to our website, go to the product that you're looking for. If it's out of stock, there's an out of stock notification. You put your email in there. The very second that that product comes back in stock, it will automatically notify you and you can pick your product up if you'd like. So at any rate, there's those. And there were a couple of people that were asking me if I have Manjistha in stock. And I had the herb, but I didn't have spagyric tincture of it, so that is working. So for those of you out there who may have asked me about Manjistha, that is coming up very soon. All right, Nori and I were out of town from about August 13th or so until about September 7th, 8th, somewhere in that time frame, September 9th, something like that. Where were we? Well, Nori and I were in West Virginia. And what were we doing there in West Virginia? Well, in July 2022, Noriana and I actually purchased an amazing home and property. It's about 9.9 acres out very, very, very deep in north central West Virginia, deep in a huge forest. I mean, our driveway, it takes us from the main road to get up to our house like about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get there. Nobody is out in that area. There are a couple of small hunting cabins. We're butt up against a big lumber company, and so they grow tons of trees and then cut them down, hardwood, every 100 years or so. They just cut them down about 20 years ago, so we've got about 20-year growth growing in the forest around us immediately, and they probably won't chop for another 80 years. The home that we have is about 1,300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, really nice, huge, big kitchen, tons of storage, a little barn built on the back. We have a few different outbuildings. We have a little greenhouse space, some huge field areas. We have 2 or 3 little creek beds that run through the property, several springs on there, lots and lots and lots of really amazing things. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. The home is completely gravity fed with spring water. The spring is far enough up on the hill up above us that we have about 59 pounds of pressure coming through our water lines just through natural gravity feed. So that's amazing. Definitely enough to take a good shower with and other things like that. The spring water is the cleanest and clearest that I have ever seen. Those of you who have come and studied here know that we have spring water at this facility as well, but being in the Rockies, there's a whole lot of limestone. There's a whole lot of calcium deposits. So as the spring water goes through the earth, it ends up picking up a lot of this calcium. And so it's very hard water here, and we're constantly getting rid of hard water things inside of our teapots and electric kettles and all sorts of stuff. So that is something that we've had to deal with here in Utah forever, but I have gone all over the United States looking for the very best, the very cleanest spring water, and I have to assert that at this point in time, the spring water we have there is by far, hands down, the cleanest, most amazing water. I bought a couple of test kits. We tested it last October, we went to the property. We tested it then to Noriana's dad actually owns a water filtration business called Aqua City Inc. And he came up with some test kits and started testing a few things and said it's probably the cleanest spring water he's ever seen. And it's amazing. You can fill up a teapot time after time after time and boil it completely down, absolutely no sediment, and the water is naturally soft too. So it was so amazing for us to go from hard water, hard spring water, pretty much our whole lives, to going to the soft spring water, and just we're just in love with it. It's amazing. The house is also decked out with solar panels. We have a backup propane generator to help to charge the batteries should sunlight not suffice. We also have a couple of backup solar generators, like a couple of large jackeries and a few things like that to be able to run some lab equipment and other things when we need it. So our setup will be completely off-grid once we're there. We are planning at present to be able to move out there by June of next year. March, April of next year, Nori and I need to go out and do a few cosmetic things, just kind of, painting, taping, drywalling, and not even too much drywalling, but I fell through the ceiling trying to work on a hot water heater issue, and there's a little bit of drywall that needs to be repaired there, I must say. So yeah, we have a few things that we need to do, but the house is already ready to live in. It's only a 10-year-old house. It's in really great condition. It's going to be around for a long time. Our goal will ultimately be to take the house that's there right now and turn that entire facility into the lab, and then build out a bigger home for us, and then also to build out some sort of dormitory type of situation so that people can come and stay with us and do immersion studies and live in the forest for some time, completely off grid, while doing some alchemical work. And we just think that that's going to be absolutely magical. The amount of nervous system decompression that you get out there within just the first 20 minutes is amazing. There's no strong electrical hum throughout the property. There's no overhead lines. There's no car sounds. All you're hearing is the forest. This time of year, the bugs are dying down. The crickets are not as loud as they are in the summer. You're just hearing nice, beautiful, gentle falling leaves and sounds of deer or whatever shuffling through the forest, the occasional toad and frog and things like that. It's really, really enchanting. So we are super excited to be able to get out there. There's a few things that we need to do in order to make that happen. Of course, we would like to raise some money so that we can get learning facilities and all of the other things taken care of so that that facility is as set up as it can possibly be. We have a lot of due diligence stuff to do, price quotes, cost assessments, like all sorts of different types of things. But over time, you guys will end up seeing a fundraiser that we put together in order to help us to be able to get out there and to minimize the downtime during that move, because there is quite a bit that needs to be done. So at any rate, we were out there starting in August, and while we were gone, Owen was actually here staying at the academy taking care of orders, and he had some huge things that he needed to take care of, some 5-gallon batches and 3-gallon batches, and all these other things that needed to be bottled and labeled for some of our white label clients and customers. So he was holding down the fort while we were gone. He left on September 5th though for Japan, and he was there for 3 weeks. He did a couple of backpacking journeys. I know one of the backpacking journeys he did was a 10-day journey hiking through the mountains of Japan. So it was really amazing. I haven't had the opportunity to meet up with him in person yet since he's been back, but we've chatted via text, and he said that it was the trip of a lifetime, which is really something because he's very widely traveled and has done some really amazing, cool travels already. So I can't wait to chat with him. That being said, we are a little bit sad because Owen no longer lives in Ogden. He has moved away from Ogden due to a housing scenario that ended up happening a couple of months ago, and we don't know what his involvement with the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy is going to look like moving forward. So things are kind of in limbo with Owen. He might be moving on to new things, and maybe he'll stick around until we make it out to West Virginia. We don't know. There's still a lot up in the air, but I'll let you know at the first available opportunity. Ever since I got back though from West Virginia, I have been focused on doing the 2024 astronomical calendar. I'm a pretty decent way through it right now. There's still quite a bit of formatting things and all of these tedious little headache things that take forever. But I am on track to get that done by the end of October. So hopefully right around Halloween this year, I'll be able to send that off to the printers. They'll be able to print it off, get me the hard copy. And at present, we are on schedule for hard copies to arrive around Thanksgiving, maybe bleeding into the first week of December or something. But that means that we will be releasing hard copies at that time. We'll be shipping out all pre-orders for the calendars at that time as soon as we get them in, and we will also offer the digital calendars at that time for 2024. So just keep an eye out for that. If you want to pre-order your hard copy, I strongly suggest doing that. I'm going to be autographing all hard copies this year. So if you pre-order, not only do you get a $20 discount over what the SRP is once it actually releases, but you also get an autographed copy. So there's that. And lastly, this is maybe a little premature, but I want to let those of you know, because I know that there's going to be a lot of confusion when the time comes. Nori and I have been working on rebranding our Mumio product. So right now the product is called Rocky Mountain Mumio. And even though Mumio is a pretty common term in Eastern Europe, not too many people know about it here. And when they're looking for a product like a Shilajit-like product, they're using the term Shilajit. And so Nori and I, after many years of selling this, have decided that in order for us to position ourselves in the market the way that we ideally should be, we need to change the name of our product from Rocky Mountain Mumio to something Shilajit, a Rocky Mountain Shilajit of some sort. And what we landed on was the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy's Alpine Gold Rocky Mountain Shilajit. So the labels will be changing. We have some professional, nice, clear labels that will be going on over the Marone bottles. They're looking really great. And those will be releasing probably by November, maybe even early December. It just really depends on some printing time and a few things like that. But aside from that project is getting ready to go. And that will allow us to be able to position ourselves in front of people who are looking for really high quality Shilajit, because they're not looking for really high quality Mumio. They're looking for Shilajit. And so we've had to create labels in order to be able to match that search result so that we can put our hands into the products, or sorry, put our products into the hands of people who are looking for very high quality Shilajit materials, especially things that are here close to home and not questionable materials that are coming from the Himalayas or the Altai Mountains. So that is pretty much it. We have a lot of things lined up for October. I'm still, like I said, working on the astronomical calendar, and we have 30 or 40 other spagyric tinctures besides the 9 that I mentioned today that will be making their way into the apothecary, hopefully during October. I worked on those kind of in August, I guess, and so a lot of them still need salts and things like that. It's a good thing about a spagyric tincture, though, is the longer it sits, the more potent it is. So the only thing that is annoying about it is that maybe it's not available for purchase right now. But yeah, I think that that's pretty much it, because we were gone for such a huge portion of the month and then come back and just had to fill orders and stuff like that. There wasn't a whole lot of production during the month of September. But if you have any questions about anything that we did or that we are doing or anything else, you know how to reach us. Just go ahead and email us at support@phoenixaurelius.org, and we'll take it from there. So until next month, thank you so much for joining us and for all of the support that you offer. Have a good one.